Hello, welcome to this YouTube channel. In the previous lecture, we did the two assignments. First is blink LED with the concepts of resistor using and the LED brightness control. Second is sequence LED. In this lecture, we discuss about the homework assignment I given in the last lecture, assignment 3, and discuss about the push button. So without wasting a time, let's get started. Okay, so this is a lecture 3. In this lecture, we discuss about the control LED using a push button. So let's start it. So before starting the push button, we have a homework assignment 3. So let's finish this first. So okay, so first under this assignment, uh, if any new student on this channel, so for us understand this assignment, design and implement an Arduino based LED sequence. We have to design a LED sequence system that controls 3 LED. We have to control 3 LED: red, green, and blue, and the forward and reverse pattern. Okay, so and the LED should glow sequentially in order: red, green, blue, and then reverse order: blue, green, red, with each LED remaining on for a 1 second before turning off. Okay, the sequence should repeat the continuous to demonstrate bidirectional LED sequencing, digital output control, and timing variation. So okay, let's understand for this. So we have a red LED. Okay, we have a red LED. We have green LED. We have blue LED. Okay, so this is we have 3 LEDs. Now what we have to do? We have to go like this: first turn on red, then green, then blue, then back to the green and back to the red. Okay. So this is like that. Okay. So for 0 to 1, red LED is turned on, then 1 to 2 green LED, 2 to 3 a blue LED, 3 to 4 a green LED, then 4 to 5 red, then this loop continuously going on. Okay, so this is our assignment 3. So let's go to the Tinkercads. Okay, so this is our circuit. I explained to you this. This ground I connected to this negative panel of this breadboard, and I connect the digital 13 pin to the this this panel, and I connect the resistor to the LED. This is the anode part, like this is the positive part of the LED, and I connect the ground connect to the LED. The negative part is the ground cathode. Okay. Similarly, I connect the green and blue LEDs with the different digital pins, 12 and 7. Okay. So okay, one more thing. If you see an LED in like in real life, this is basically simple to highlight this anode and cathode. So how to identify that which is anode and which is cathode? So the longer part of the LED, this pin, that is called anode or like a positive, and the shortened hand part, leg, is called a cathode. Okay, so this. Okay, so this is we have connect the circuit. So what we have assigned sequentiality: red, green, blue, and then back to the green and red. So okay, so let's jump to the code part. So okay, so this is a code. Okay, so in previous lecture we did the one directional LED sequencing. So the whole code is same till to this, but change to the now this. So I explain this first. If any of you are new student, so I explain this code. Okay, we have a constant red LED, which is a 13. Basically, is assigning the pin number. So 13 pin number assigned to the red LED, 12 is assigned to the green LED, and 7 assigned to the blue LED. Okay, and then we have a void setup. So in this pin, what we have taken, like we taking an input or giving the output. So basically we giving the output. Okay, so we have a red LED pin mode, and we take the output from this pin. Similarly, green LED we take output from this pin, and blue LED output. Okay, this is the pin board. This is we have a void setup. Now we have a void loop where is a main code written. Okay, we have a for a red LED. So what we have to do? We have to digital write. Okay, red LED on red LED high. Okay, we have to give the high. Okay, so delay of 1 second because we have to uh, on for 0 to 1, the duration of the 0 to 1, and we have to 1 to 2 seconds. The time period is of 1 second. So the delay of 100 seconds and digital red LED. Now you have to off the LED. So this is we have written the low. Similarly for green LED. Okay, now comes to the green LED. We have to digital right green LED. We have to do the high. Delay 1 second, digital right, green LED low. Now comes to blue LED. Sorry, I have written the green LED is a blue LED. Okay. Similarly, okay. Now you see that this is the part of the one directional sequence LED. Okay. If I hidden this, suppose I hidden this, then the load goes to on this. First red LED is turned, then green, then blue, and return to the red. Okay, then green and blue. So this is a one direction. If I want to reverse, so I have to back to the green LED from blue. So reverse for the I write the green LED. Okay, digital. Okay. Now this is a loop end. Then it's go to the red LED. So let's run this. Okay. So now you can see that the red, green, blue, then green, then red, and green, blue. So this is how it's working. Okay. So this is our homework assignment 3. Okay. So we have done this assignment. Okay. Now this is the Arduino connection. Okay, you can see from these slides, and this is a circuit diagram. This is basically circuit diagram, and we have expected out. I already tell you like a 0 to 1 red, 1 to 2 green, and 2 to 3 blue, green, red, green, blue. This is a pattern. Okay, a bit confusing. This is a code I give to you. You can practice yourself. Okay. Okay, so now comes to control LED using a push button. So push button is actually some of student confusing this. So let's understand. So what we have assigned for build a circuit using an Arduino Uno. So using Arduino Uno, one push button, one LED, and 220 ohm resistor. Write an Arduino program so that when the push button is pressed, the LED turn on. When the push button is used, then the LED is turned off. This is a basic assignment. Okay. Let's understand. Before going to solution, first we understand the push button. Okay. So push button. Push button is simply a switch. Okay. It's like behaves like a switch. Like if you see your homes, if you push the switch of bulb, then bulb is turned on, and if you push back to that, then it's closed off. Okay, so it has two states, like a pressed, closed. Why I'm writing a circuit closed and release open, I will tell you. Okay, so basically a state we have two states, pressed and released. Okay, I show you the real picture of push button. Okay, push button. You can see that This is actually how you see a push button. Okay, this have a 4 legs. Okay, so this is how you push button. Where you can see the price very cheap. Okay, anyone can afford this. I'll come through the slide. Okay. So now see the internal structure of the this push button. You see 4 legs. Okay, I show you in the on the pro. So, but there are only two terminals. You see the 4 legs. We have only two terminals. You can see that this like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this line is the 1, 2. This is only a one leg. Okay, this is only a one leg. This is connected to each other, and 3 and 4 is only another leg. Is connected to each other. These are two terminals. So left two pins are connected and right two pins are connected. When we press, both sides are become connected. Okay, so like you can, I see this is an internal structure. You see, this is a one leg. This is a two leg. This is a push. When you press this button, like this is a button, then this internal circuit closed. When you release, so this behaves like a open circuit. So there is no current flow in this. Okay, so that's why we have a two states of press and release. That's why it's written as a close and open. Okay, so reload this. So show that me. Okay. Okay. Then do this assignment. So this is the assignment. This is the Arduino lesson. Let's do it. Now reset this. We also need a one LED, so let's remove here or remove this. Okay. What we say, we let's understand that one LED and one 220 ohm resistor we need. Okay, and one push button we need. So this is a push button. Let's grab this, and we have resistors. What is 220 ohm? 220 ohm. Okay. Nice, that's good. So let's connect the pin 13 to this. Okay. This is the already connected to the ground. We have push button. Connect to this. Okay. Now take the digital pin 2, connect to this one leg. Okay. And remember this terminal 1A and 1B and 1A. This is a one leg. Okay. It's a whole one leg connected to each other. This is a terminal 2B and terminal 2A. Okay. This is a whole one leg. This is connected to the 2. Now we have to connect this terminal to a ground. So let's take this. Nice. And connect to the ground. Let's change the color to a black. Okay, nice. So now this is a complete circuit. Let's write the code. Okay. Code for constant. What we have? LED pin. We're taking LED pin 13 constant button pin, push button pin. Okay, what is that? 2. Okay, void setup setup right pin pin. So in LED pin, what we are take input or output? Output. So write output. So let's copy this. So from right, paste that, and we have right button pin. Now tell me. This is the important thing. So in digital 2, we have taken output or input. Okay. When we press this button, the LED is on and release is off. So some signals go to this Arduino. Okay, right? So we have to take input. Input pull up. Now we understand what is input pull up. Okay, understand the input pull up. So go to the slides. We are not taking input, we are taking the input pull up. So why input pull up? So Arduino already contains our 20K, 50K internal register. Okay, so basically if we see the internal structure of the Arduino, it's have an internal register. So instead of adding external register, we can use input pull up. This makes wiring much easier. Okay, understand this? No, क्या होता है ना, अगर अगर मैं इनपुट सॉरी फॉर दिस हाईलाइट, अगर मैं इनपुट पुल अप यूज नहीं करूँगा तो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, वी हैव टू यूज द एक्सटर्नल रजिस्टर एंड व्हेन एक्सटर्नल कंपोनेंट कम्स वायरिंग मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स. Okay, and circuit become more complex. So for easy to do, so that's why I am using the input pull up. This makes the wiring much easier. Okay, let's understand the internal what's happening inside the Arduino. Okay, so first before the understand this comes to the tinker set, because after writing the code then you understand. Okay, void setup, sorry, void loop, we have done setup void loop. Okay, so what we have to do, if नो, सो हमें क्या करना है ना, हमें हमारा पूरा पुश बटन पर लॉजिक बिल्ड हुआ. लाइक इफ पुश बटन इज प्रेस्ड ऑन नो, देन वी हैव टू digital write the high or of LED. Okay, so what we have to take, we have to take the input from this, so we have to digital read, we have to read the input at 2. Okay, so we write digital read, not right. Okay, digital read. What we have to digital read? Button pin, digital read button pin. If digital read button pin equal to what? Low. If low, then what? Digital write. Digital write what? LED pin. We have to write on a LED pin, na? LED pin high. Okay. Else digital write LED pin low. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, many of you are confusing why I write this in this low, then in this condition this become high and else low. Okay, talk about this later. First, run this. What happened? Let's see. Okay, this is running. There is no issue on the code. Okay, when I push the button, this is LED is blue, right? When I release, LED is off. Push, LED glow. Release, LED off. Okay, so this code is perfectly running, and there is no issue on the circuit. Okay, so let's understand the every concept behind this, because you have so many questions in your mind. Okay, so basically क्या हो रहा है ना कि internally if we see input pull up, when we write input pull up, then what will be happening? Okay, so when we write input pull up, then we have this internal structure of Arduino operates. Understand? Okay. If you see, we have a plus 5 volt here. Okay. Okay. So and everyone is giving the 5 volt is a high 5 volt. Okay. So if I write an input pull up, then internal voltage of Arduino 5 volt. Okay, and then internal pull up resistor 20k to 50k ohm. I tell you, like internal Arduino contains internal resistor. It connects to this voltage, and D2 is connected to this resistor. We can't see this. Okay, if you see, we cannot see like a 2 is connected to the any resistor, because it's internally inbuilt in this Arduino. Okay, so D2 is connected to the internal pull resistor. When we write input pull up instead of input, okay, if you using an input, then this will not happen. Okay, that's why I write the input pull up. The use of input pull up I am telling you. So when we write input pull up, this become okay. This will happen, and we have a push button. We have a ground. Okay, this is connected to the push button. I am telling the this connection. What is happening here? Okay. So what we have, case 1, button not pressed. Now what's happening? Button not pressed. I tell you in first slides. Like when button is not pressed, it behaves like a open. Internal circuit like a open. Okay. So button is not pressed, it behaves like a open. Okay. This is a open. Okay. We connect to the ground as the D2, internal is the 5 volt. So there is no flow of current. So there is no flow of current. Okay. Current flow होगा ही नहीं बचे. It behaves like a open circuit. So at what happens is D2. D2 is connected to 5 volt, but there is no current flowing. So resistor like a simple this. Okay, there is no use of resistor here. There is no resisting anymore the current, because current is not going through this. So it's like this 5 volt and directly to D2. So we receiving the D2 5 volt, receiving high voltage. Okay. When button is not pressed, we receiving at D2, digital pin D2 high voltage. So it stay at 5 volt, the high voltage. That's why I am writing this. You can see that. Okay, I have explained on this code. We have written the code. Yes, we have written low. Okay, when low, then high, because low. I also understand the part of the low. Second case, when button pressed. Okay, let's change the color. Okay, let's button pressed. Okay, button press. Then button press. What happens is a close button. Now you see there is the close button. Now it's a complete connected to the ground and it's connected to the fiber. Now current is passing through this. Current is passing through. Then current is passing through this. What is the use of this resistor in this? Resistor oppose. Okay, it's drop down the voltage of 5 volt. It's drop down the voltage of 5 volt. It's a very high resistance. It's drop down the voltage. Okay, it's drop down the voltage. So then it's at D2 become almost 0 volt. Okay, it's almost 0 volt. Now it's a closed circuit, and at D2 if we see it's become almost 0. So we have at D2 low voltage. Low voltage, we can say there's a low voltage. Yes, we can see there's a low voltage. So in the case of button pressed, we receiving a low voltage of at D2. This is the internal working of this. When not pressed, then D2 is at the high voltage at state of 5. Or what is the assignment? But when button is pressed, then LED is blue. When released, LED is off. So now comes to core part. Okay, when we receiving the when we read the digital read at button pin 2. So अगर लो होगा तभी तो हम उसको हाई करेंगे ना LED पिन को. Then we have to on the LED. So that's why I am writing. If digital read button pin equal to low, then we have to write the digital LED high. Okay. Else other case what we have other case high case. So we have to don't write to if. So just write else digital LED bit low. Okay. So simple. I know this is a very confusing. In many I see many channels and many teachers ignore this part, and the students like confused. Why is like that? Why write high and low, and why is low and we have to write a high? Just to, and the student mug up these things and not understand the concept. Now you understand all this. Why is happening? What is the internally happening? Okay, so this is the part. Okay. So okay. I already told you why use input puller instead of input. Let's still we read. When we use input, needs an external resistor. Okay. Pin can float if no resistor. What is the mean of float? Okay, let's understand this. Pin is float means it gives you a random values like a 0, 5 volt, 5 volt, 0, like random. Sometimes it's low, sometimes it's high, sometimes low. So then it's very confusing at D2, like at what is time L, at what state is the high and low. So it's very difficult to read that. Okay, that's why it is a flow. More wiring, yes. If we added the one resistor, then we have to connect to the 5 volt to this resistor, and this resistor connect to the push button, and then push button is connected. So much of wiring. Okay, not being referred to is true. It's not being referred to. And if we see the input puller, no external resistor needed. Pin is always in known state. Less wiring, being referred. Okay, so that's why we use a constant. Okay, you understand all of this. Let's run this again. Yo. Okay, it's working. Now we have assignment 4. What we have assignment 4? Assignment 4B, second part. Same thing, build an Arduino circuit, Arduino 1 push button, 1 LED 220 ohms. Okay. Now what we have to, when button is pressed, right? LED is turned on. Now this is exactly opposite we did in the assignment 4A. When the button is released, the LED is turned on. Now what we have to do? We have to just change the logic. Okay, what is the logic? When अगर D2 पे हमें सिग्नल हाई मिल रहा है, हाई मीन्स Understand, high means open circuit. Open circuit. It means high means not pressed. Not pressed. Not pressed. High. Open circuit. Then what? When release means not pressed means release. Turn on. LED high. LED high. If low, closed circuit and LED low. Okay, low. Simple. Go to the Tinkercad. Just write if. Sorry. First stop this. If high, then high. Otherwise low. If high, other high. Let's start this. It's taking our time. See, there is no pressed. Okay, LED is glowing. If I pressed off, release, on. So this is assignment 4B. We have done this. Okay, basically, I give to you this homework, but in flow I understand why teach you this. Okay. So this is our assignment 4B. Now you all understand the concept of behind it. Now this is very interesting. If you see, this is very interesting. What is happening in the instruction structure? I provide you this slide in. Okay, so you can read this and you can check it on this. Okay. So in this lecture, we did the homework assignment and covered the push button. So the push button is a little bit confusing. Mostly you have faced the problem if you did in the past. So I covered the internal working of the push button. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing because when we see the code and write like why is the digital read taking the low and pin is high and high is low. So it's a little bit confusing and most students not aware of the internal working. So I covered this in this lecture. And one more thing I say ये स्लाइड्स मैं खुद बनाता हूँ एंड खुद प्रिपेयर करता हूँ एंड ट्राई करता हूँ कि लाइक स्टूडेंट कैसे इजीली अंडरस्टैंड कर पाए विजुअली लाइक आई डिज़ाइन दिस इंटरनल वर्किंग ओके सो स्टूडेंट अंडरस्टैंड द इजीली कॉन्सेप्ट ओके एंड द सेकंड थिंग like I also face the same problem. If you facing the same problem, if you not write the code, okay, it's okay. In starting, all we face. Okay, just keep it low. Okay, and try and try. Okay, and इस वीडियोस में बनाने में काफ़ी एफर्ट्स लगता है और ये स्लाइड्स भी बनाता हूँ एंड ऑल एंड सो प्लीज़ अप्रिशिएट दिस एंड तब तक लिए बाय टाटा and we will come with other lectures, other interesting projects, assignments and concepts. Thank you for watching. Bye.